do. Lies and deceit. If not for the coming of IPOB, of Radio Biafra, all of you would have lived and died in the ignorance that Ojukwu caused a war. That's what they were writing. Britain helped them to write it. Ojukwu was a rebel, a secessionist, because we had no media. That is why they're paying Facebook billions upon billions of US dollars to stop this truth from coming out. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Gowon is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogwu coup, so-called Nzogwu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael. But what I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa were doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogwu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed, restructuring. That's something now you're asking for, to tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward, restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1960-1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent, Wales, the same thing, everybody is free, but Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy. I'll prove it to you now. Ojukwu negotiated devolution, regionalism. The North will be on their own, the West on their own, even Middle Belt on their, Midwest on their own, and then the East on their own. It's the same one Nigeria. On their way to the airport, before they boarded the aircraft, a call came from Lagos, from the British High Commissioner in Lagos to Gowon, telling Gowon not to agree. After having signed the agreement, that same Gowon you're looking at today, God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very zoo called Nigeria. Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to Gowon to ask him, why did he say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to Gowon or gone to Nigeria to say, but Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is, always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it, and we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And Biafra must come. It must come.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. And I welcome you to this special exposition. In this exposition, we are going to be touching on many things, and we don't want to take a very long time doing this exposition. So while you are joining, kindly invite other people to join. Share the video, invite other people to join because we are going to make it brief. We are going to be telling you how Nigeria government wanted IPOB to go to that towards that route of Boko Haram. They believe IPOB does not know what they are or what they want. That is the reason why the Nigeria cabals are doing everything they can to see if IPOB will go to the route which Boko Haram took when faction was created amongst them. Because when you hear about Boko Haram today, if you will remember, what President Buhari said in 2015, I am going to quote him verbatim. President Buhari said in 2015 that any attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the people in the north. And when he said that, I am also going to tell you the exact same reason why he said that. Because Boko Haram, they started like a peaceful movement, promoting their religious activities. And when government believe that they are more intelligent, that they know how to engage people who are agitating, that was when Boko Haram, they created a faction. Just like the way they created in IPOB today, a faction that they created. I am going to give you a document or show you and read it out for you, a documentary that was done by the Americans, by the US, talking about the inception of Boko Haram and the activities and what Boko Haram was promoting. I am going to show you that document. But before we go there, I want you to understand that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu going to court tomorrow. Of course, we did the exposition on what the cabals are planning, to do tomorrow in the court. Now, if you are watching from YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, like the video for algorithm to continue to share. If you are watching from Judge Money Official, share the video, invite other people to join. If you are watching from Judge Money Blog, share the video, invite other people to join. And you are welcome to this program. Today we are going to be exposing some secret, that so many, that these cabals in Aso Rock might not want you to know. We're going to be exposing it, but let's touch on what is going to happen tomorrow in court. Tomorrow in court, the plans of the cabals in Aso Rock, of course, it is now obvious. After my exposition, they come out obvious and publicly to state what they are planning. And what they are planning for the court tomorrow, it is for them to come to court and now change the narrative, because tomorrow's court, of course, everybody knows, you and I know, that tomorrow court is for the hearing of the bail application, which if you think about the court in Umuahia, how the court in Umuahia ruled over the case of jumping bail, of course, you will know that this issue of jumping bail is finished. It is dead on arrival. But because the Nigeria cabals, like I told you, they are using Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as a political joker. Just like you have seen that every truth of Tinubu is coming out today. They do not have anything to hold about to the Igbo presidency candidate. Now they believe that another thing that will, enable him to win is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu being released. Because according to the Fulani cabals, Igbo presidency will never smell, and anybody from the eastern region of Nigeria will never smell the position of Igbo presidency or position of presidency in Nigeria. It is not possible. That is the reason why they are pulling their cheap stunts and their joker, believing that trying to do a delay tactics to see if they will keep Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for them to play their games that they want to play against your, Igbo presidency. Because this is exactly the reason why we are calling upon you people who are formidably Biafrans, for you not to engage or involve yourself in anything politics or Igbo presidency come 2023, which we are uncertain, because that Igbo presidential election in Nigeria, I am not talking about Biafra land, because we are not ready to, we are not engaging with anything politics. But this presidential election that is coming 2023, it is still in a limbo. There is a lot of uncertainties, that is going on, hovering around it, because when they will find out that your leading candidate is an Igbo person, they will cause a lot of problems. Right, today's date, just like you will see, it is already happening. If you are, if you are actually taking tabs of what is going on in Nigeria, you will understand that the cabals are planning. The cabals are planning, and they are planning formidably on how to make sure that this presidency of a thing goes back to the same cabals. Now, let me tell you and remind you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to court tomorrow, and the court hearing was supposed to be about the bail application. Now, they are trying to change the activities of the court, just like you heard in the previous exposition from the intel we gathered on their discussion on their activities in Aso Rock. Now, they want to change the narrative. They want to make, just like they always do when a court, time comes up, they will write a new count charges and present to court. They will write a new count charges and present to court. Now, the thing they want to push, the narrative that they are planning on pushing right now, it is contempt of court. Contempt of court. And just like we exposed it, let me show you this article. This article that was written, okay. The presidential, lamentation. Let me read it for you. Let me make it brief and read it so that you will understand exactly what we are talking about. I am going to only read the headlines. President Buhari's statement on Nnamdi Kanu's first prejudicial, he should appear in court for contempt. IPOB leader, lawyer, Ejiofor. Now, remember, it was after that exposition, that was when these things started coming out. Now they are telling you that that they need to do is the court need to start, change their plans and now start investigating on how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was, or start charging Mazen Nnamdi Kanu with a contempt of court because they claim he jumped bail. And of course, just like we told you, international community, they are quite aware that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. Of course, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was a fugitive If he jumped bail, if he was on contempt of court, I believe he was supposed to be declared a fugitive. And no embassy will issue him a passport, a traveling document. But British issued him a traveling document to show you he never jumped bail. And you cannot tell me that the cabal in Aso Rock knows better. That the cabal in Aso Rock knows better than the almighty Britain, who gave them the structure that they are using today. You cannot tell me that. Now, when the military was sent by Buhari government and its cabal to go and exterminate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in 2017, as God may have it, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu now run for his life. God saved him. He ran for his life. And after running for his life, how did he obtain a traveling document? Which so many of you that are calling yourselves intellectual in Nigeria did not ask yourself. Which so many of you who are joining the cabal in Aso Rock that does not know anything about judiciary, about the right of a person, did not ask yourself. Now, if international community are quite aware that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not jump any bail, you know, who is Buhari? Because there is an evidence. There is a physical evidence. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu jumped a bail, a competent court in Umuahia will not ask Buhari government to compensate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu with the sum of 1 billion naira. Or are they trying to tell us that their court is not competent? That they now, you know, finalize the case and say that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not jump a bail. Rather, Nigeria must pay a damages of 1 billion naira. Does it mean the justice system that there are incompetent ones? Or does it mean that the cabal in Aso Rock knows the law more than Justice Bintanyaku? Does it mean that the cabal in Aso Rock knows the law more than the judiciary that is handling the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Because the narrative they are trying to change tomorrow, it is going to implicate every stakeholder in that judiciary, every stakeholder in that Nigeria, because now it will prove that everything that we have been preaching, that Nigeria does not have judiciary, Nigeria does not have justice system, that it is indeed the truth. And of course, we know it is indeed the truth. Because if they bring it on, now you will confirm that everything that we've been preaching all along since the inception of IPOB Radio Biafra, it has been whiter than white and whiter than snow. There is no human right in Nigeria, yet there is a human right commission in Abuja and Lagos, probably. That the right of an individual will be violated. Nigeria is supposed to be the one answering a case of attempted murder against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in 2017. They're supposed to be answering a case of attempted murder for trying to kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, trying to, you know, violated the bail condition of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, so that today they will project it that he is on contempt of court. They want to kill him and eventually he escaped. Now they are projecting that he is in contempt of court. Because this Nigeria, they don't even read their constitution. These cabals, all they know is the raw cash. Where is the cash? Let us embezzle it. Let us go and hide it in Britain, American, or Arab Emirates. Let us go and hide the cash. The only thing they know is the cash. That is the reason why Buhari government cannot give account of 11 trillion naira that is mapped out for steady electricity, for electricity infrastructure. They cannot give account. A lawsuit is filed against the same Buhari. 21 lawsuit is awaiting Buhari. The man who is telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is on contempt of court. You know, truth is bitter to many people, but it is very, very important that the truth must be told. I am asking these people call themselves Igbo elite, Igbo elite. Every time you call yourself Igbo elite, why don't you start up now, stand up and ask these cabals, what was that statement Buhari made in 2021 when you went to meet him to ask him to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Why are you not following it up? He said to you, and I am going to quote him verbatim. He said that if there is anything that he does not get involved with, it is the judiciary. So now he is now getting involved. He is now going back to his words. Because we always hold them for their words. He is going back to his words, getting, involved with judiciary, trying to challenge the decisions of the judiciary. But let me remind whoever that is presiding over the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Madam Binta Nyako, we know that you are willing to do your job according to your profession, and we know that you are willing to serve justice where it is needed. But we also know that the cabal in Aso Rock is pressurizing you, and we don't know what they are using as their leverage to pressurize you in order not to, maintain your profession. By hearing the bail application, if they change anything tomorrow, you will know that they have, they are pressurizing her with one thing or the other, so that she will not give the verdict towards the bail application that is already filed. And investigation has been conducted to find out the court in Umuahia delivered that judgment. So the court in Abuja supposed to follow suit with the court on Umuahia, showing that Nigeria judiciary is competent and they work together. But now, because of the interference with the people in Aso Rock to the judiciary, now we are now watching to see the shenanigan they are going to present tomorrow. We are watching to see their shenanigan, and we are going to continue to expose them. Yeah, I remember in the attempt to make Mazen Nnamdi Kanu not to appear in court ever again in Afaruku Ibek in 2017, they killed 28 able-bodied men, made a woman a widow, make a parents a childless. They killed breadwinners, they killed future leaders, they even killed a dog. Animal abuse. Of course, so many of you who does not know that our lives matters. So many of you know that the dog life matters in the Western world. They killed a dog. What has a dog to do with, Biafran agitation? What has a dog to do with Biafra agitation? They killed it, just like they killed a cat in Iboho's house. It is a follow-up evidence that all of you may know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is facing injustice of the highest order. Had it been that Nigeria cabals, succeeded in killing him in 2017, Who are they going to be saying you are in contempt of court? Who? Is it the dog? Or is it the 28 men that they killed? Who exactly are they going to be telling that he's in contempt of court? If Nigeria government is really truthful with all their claims, why do they need to attempt to kill Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in 2017? Why did they plan to stop him at all cost? If they are truthful in their utterances and their claims, why do they need to do it dirty? Now, that is now also taking me to the activities of military, police, DSS, and every other armed forces in Nigeria, what they are doing in the southeast region, or so-called southeast, or the eastern region of Nigeria. What their activities, what they are doing there. Remember what happened during the time of Boko Haram? They created a faction you see today, because the real people who created Boko Haram, they were not supposed to be doing what they are doing today. It was not their agenda. According to the report of the USA, according to the report from USA Institute of Peace. This report I am giving you is coming from United States Institute of Peace. I am going to bring it in front of you. Now, what they are doing in Biafra land, they have created different factions, to call them IPOB, give them different names, operating like IPOB. That is the reason why whenever you see them capturing any criminal organization or syndicates, they will put IPOB flag, Biafra flag rather. They will put Biafra flag all over the place, all over them. Just to tell you that this is IPOB. Now, another thing you need to pay attention to. Do you know that this government is actually destroying your religion, without any cause? Going to burn shrines such as this one you see in front of you. What has it to do with the criminalities in Nigeria, in the eastern region? This is the marginalization and the atrocities they are committing upon our people. And those people who call themselves traditional rulers, who supposed to represent their own ways of worship. Because this is somebody's way of worship. This is exactly somebody's way of worship. Burning something like this is like going into a church and putting the church ablaze. Are you paying attention? They are believing that this, this shrine or these temples, that they are going and burning them, that the power that Ndibo has to defend themselves from these Fulani crusaders that is coming to swallow you, it lies on these places. That is the reason why they go about burning these places. After burning places like this, they will bring out guns, they will bring out many things. They will tell you, bring out Biafra flag, and they will tell you that it is ESN camp. They will tell you it is ESN camp. By the way, what is their problem with the ESN? If there is a combined or joint forces operation in the eastern region consisting of more than 300 police, military, DSS personnel to go and look for the Eastern Security Network, who is protecting our bushes from Fulani invaders and the crusaders from taking over our land. Why? What has ESN done to these people? If indeed it is ESN that they are, reporting that they have burnt, they have captured, that they have done this, what has ESN done to them? Are you not able to differentiate from ESN and the criminal faction that you people created in the name of IPOB? This is exact same thing that is happening in the northern Nigeria. The northern Nigeria are calling on their citizens to pick up arms to defend themselves from the insurgency of terrorism attack. But in the eastern part of the region, they are trying to confiscate every weapon. They are trying to, truncate every security vigilantes being put in place, and they will label them a criminal because they have created faction through these politicians that are sponsoring terrorism, even in Nigeria and in our land. They created a faction because they know that since the inception of the Eastern Security Network, that they are no longer succeeding in invading and taking over our lands and our bushes. That is the reason why, and that is their aggression. That is the reason why every day the energy they are going to use to go and fight the insecurity taking place in the northern Nigeria, they are using that energy to fight, to go and look for ESN and burn shrine. This is religious diversity, because some people believe in this place as their religion. People go to these places as their place of worship. People go to these places as their church, as you may call it today. People go to these places as their shrine or temple. So if you are burning these places down, it means you are undermining the ways of worship of some certain people in that region called Nigeria. You are undermining their ways of worship. Even if you claim that there are criminal elements found within the vicinity of these places, you take the criminal element, you leave the shrine. Because some of them, they believe it is what their ancestors worship. And there is a freedom of worship. There is a freedom of worship in Nigeria Constitution. I know that so many of you who are not familiar or who cannot understand the angle where I am coming from may not understand the reason why I am doing this exposition, because they are trying to do these things in order to cripple you, because they believe that your power to defend your people and your power to defend your land is derived from these shrines. That is exactly what they believe in. And that is the reason why they will stop at nothing but to make sure that they bring all of them down, so that by the time this Fulani that has taken over so many bushes in Biafra land, they will engage. It is no longer going to be a kidnapping one person as usual. It is exterminating villages. It is coming to see, to play the same thing that is happening in the southern Kaduna, in Zamfara state. It is something that are coming to play in your land, because first of all, they will use the uniformed terrorists to make sure that they truncate every possible avenue being created by you to defend yourself. That is the reason why every criminal element that is, that is happening, every criminal activities that is happening in the eastern region, they will label it to be ESN, so that ESN will continue to leave the bushes in order to go find a way to exonerate themselves, which is what they have been doing, and which granted Fulani the impetus to go back into our bushes and take over it, and operating from there, coming into the cities, kidnapping people, and going back into the same bush. The faction they have created in IPOB, that faction, you see, is the reason why they have, you know, the audacity to do what they are doing, because the faction will always use IPOB flag. That is the reason why when they capture all these people, they tell you that they are these people, they are that people. They will not tell you who's, they will not bring this, their investigation to the public as per who is sponsoring those criminals. They will not bring it to you. Have you ever asked yourself why? Every day they will tell you they captured criminals who did this, who did that, but they will not come to tell you that the criminals, after the investigation, they found out that this criminals is being sponsored by no so person. But rather, they will come and tell you it is IPOB ESN. Just to keep crippling the only security signature that you have that is willing to defend you and defend your land. Ever since the inception of the ESN, how many times have you heard that your mother is being raped, farmland has been destroyed? Have you ever heard it? But ever since the inception of the faction that claim to be ESN, you are hearing that Fulani are going back to the bushes kidnapping people. Is that not obvious? Is that not obvious? Immediately they abducted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They already map aside the budget to promote these factions. And have you asked yourself, why is it that every time it is 2 weeks or a week to the court sitting of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they will tell you there is a mixed exercise by military, DSS, police, civil defense in the eastern region, and only to come out and tell you they have burned shrine, they bring people, give them Biafra flag, give them guns, give them everything to tell them to portray themselves as IPOB ESN. We know your activities. We know what you people are doing. And that is the same thing you people did with Boko Haram. And today, all of you are reaping from the fruit of what you did with Boko Haram. Now, let's go to that, that one of Boko Haram. Let us go to read that. Let us actually find out how this happened. I want you to pay very good attention. Pay very, very good attention. You see the report, the United States Institute of Peace. They are the ones who wrote this report. United States Institute of Peace. They made this report. I am going to read some of this report. It is written in some other languages, but I am going to choose to read the part of the English. Now let me read. Boko Haram is an Islamic section that believes politics in northern Nigeria. Okay, I think I missed it. Boko Haram is an Islamic sect that believes politics in northern Nigeria. Nigeria has been seized by a group of corrupt, false Muslims. It wants to wage a war against them. And the Federal Republic of Nigeria generally to create a pure Islamic state ruled by Sharia law. Since August 2011, Boko Haram has planted bombs almost weekly in publics or in churches in Nigeria, in the Nigerians northeast rather. The article is very, very small and tiny, but I'm struggling to read. The group has also broadened its target to include setting fire to schools in March 2012. Some 12 public schools in Maiduguri were burnt down during the night, and as many as 10,000 pupils were forced out of education. Okay, we'll continue to read. Boko Haram is not in the same global jihadist bracket as Algeria's Al Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, or Somalia Al-Shabaab, despite its successful attack on the UN compound in Abuja in August 2011. Boko Haram is not bent on attacking Western interests. There have been no further attack on international interests since that time, following the failed rescue of hostage Chris McManus and Franco Lamoli Nara in the northeastern Nigeria in March 2012. President Goodluck Jonathan played up connections between the group and international terrorism. However, links between Boko Haram and the kidnappers are questionable. It is difficult to see how there can be meaningful dialogue between the government and the group. The group's cell-like structure is open for faction. Okay, I am going to take it back. The group cells like structure is open for faction and split. And there would be no guarantee that some speaking for the group is speaking for all the members. Tactics employed by government security agencies against Boko Haram have been consistently brutal and counterproductive. I am targeting this place. The tactics employed by the government security agencies against Boko Haram have been consistently brutal and counterproductive. If you look at what is going on, it is the brutality or the engagement that Nigeria gave to these people called Boko Haram, which America recognized that they were doing their own peaceful movement. But the engagement of this Nigeria government was the reason why Boko Haram turned, and there was a lot of faction. Of course, these factions will always be created by the government, hoping that they will use it to stop the agitation, hoping that they will use it to stop the movement of the people, without knowing that the evil and the evil that they are creating will eventually come back to haunt them. I am actually connecting this with regards to the activities and the response these cabals called Nigeria leaders are using against IPOB today. Their response by creating these factions, just like they did during the time of Boko Haram. They created a faction, which is the real Boko Haram you see today. The faction created by the government is the same thing that is taking you out of your homes, taking away your villages, taking you into IDP, that they will sometimes tell you that the helicopter that came to help the Boko Haram and kill some villages, and the Boko Haram will escape in one piece, just like what is happening in the southern Kaduna, in the southern Kaduna, just like what is happening there, that the Boko Haram and the bandits, they come in to do their normal operation, taking over villages. White helicopter showed on the air and started raining bullets because the villagers were repelling against these terrorists. White helicopter appear on the sky, raining bullets on the villagers. And at the end of the day, the security, the chief security in that region said, or the governor said, that it was a helicopter which came to rescue the villagers. You came to rescue the villagers when the villagers was ready for that attack. They were actually defending themselves until that helicopter flew on the sky and started raining bullets on the villagers, that the villagers now lost their places, lost their lives. And they will tell you the helicopter or that is meant to fight Boko Haram mistakenly rain bullets on the villagers. That is how the news will carry it. They will underreport it without giving you the full details of what happened there. All the Boko Haram and the Fulani bandits who came to take over villages there, they left in one piece. They all was not, the operation was successful and they all left in one piece. But the villagers reported a lot of casualties, even though they were winning the battle before the helicopter. All this mysterious helicopter that is supposed to, save the villagers was the same helicopter that killed the villagers. That is the reason why you are seeing governors today calling on their people to pick up arms to defend themselves. But your Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, your Igbo leaders and those who call themselves the elite, they cannot see that. The only thing they are seeing today is our presidency 2023. If your land is taken over before 2023, who are you going to represent, if I may ask? Who are you going to represent in your quest for presidency 2023? That is something that they are not even trying to ask themselves. That is exactly what they did in June 2012. The tactic employed by the government security agencies against this peaceful Boko Haram then, even though what this, article is writing, or what this America people is writing here, it does not add up, because 2012 was when Buhari, promised Goodluck Jonathan that I will make was it 2012? Yeah, I think it's 2012, 13, 14, 15. I think it's 2012 or 2011 that he will make his regime ungovernable. And I can still remember it. After that, when Goodluck Jonathan took over the office, Boko Haram started flaunting from every corner, everywhere. You know why? That was when this Boko Haram was being, this, fraction that was created by some of these cabals you see today in APC-led government. When they are creating those factions and they were against Goodluck Jonathan fighting this faction, the same way they are against the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, fighting this bandit that is taking over our land. They were against him. They made him ungovernable. They made him, uncomfortable. They made sure that his regime will not drink water and rest a cup, because they want to sabotage him with the faction they have created in Boko Haram. And being that the government of the day was interested in, in neutralizing this faction that they call Boko Haram that time. They were they were up against these factions. And that is the reason why you'll find these America people writing junk, telling you that the government. It was these people who were against the government of the day. When the government started engaging the faction, remember that the faction named themselves Boko Haram. They all named themselves Boko Haram. When the government started engaging them, the faction, they were engaging the faction, not the peaceful ones. That's when the sponsors keep, bringing in more factions that will kill you, cut your throat. After cutting your throat, the next thing you will hear from them is Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Just like you see a video making round on social media. When they catch you, they will tie you up, your hands at the back, put your throat like this, cut you like a Nama, the way they kill Nama. When you are crying, they will be screaming Allahu Akbar. And that is what these people are creating now in IPOB. They're creating a faction. Tell them to always go with the Biafra flag. Always go with Biafra flag. So that if there is any governor who will rise up in the eastern region of Nigeria to fight this criminality, they will get confused by the faction that was created by the cabals. They will now say it is IPOB ESI. I am talking about people who will devote themselves, who does not want this type of ordeal that is happening in the southern Kaduna to happen on our people. They will now devote themselves to fight this criminal, the real criminal element that is terrorizing their state. But the faction will keep misleading them. And that is the reason why you will find a lot of them making different utterances, because even there they are not, they have grown complicit. They do not make sure or follow up to see that these police or these people they are using are conducting their investigation properly and thoroughly. The easiest way out, when you catch a faction, go and burn a native doctor's house or burn a shrine. Just tell them that this faction you captured is Eastern Security Network. Because Eastern Security Network must be stopped according to the cabal that are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. The same cabal who is trying to, delay Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's bail application, to bring back what the competent court of Umuahia finalized, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not on contempt of court, that he was to, be given 1 billion naira for as a compensation on the attack in his father's house in Afaruku Ibeku, which took 28 able-bodied men's life. And because of the trauma and the shock, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lost his both parents in the same time, at the same month. It's not a coincidence. Now they are trying to make us believe that competent court Mahia is not competent enough. But rather the cabal in Aso Rock, who is always trying to dictate for judiciary how to go about in their normal duties, who is trying to dictate for the judges how to finalize the cases that they have according to their interest. Because everything that you see playing out in Nigeria is all about their political interest. All about their political interest. Just like so many free countries are supporting them in their atrocities. Do you know the reason why the free countries are supporting them in their atrocities? Because it is all about Black life. It is all about Black life. But tomorrow, there will be hypocrites. They will come and kneel down and tell you Black life matters. They know that everything that this government or their cabal is doing is going to fall back on themselves as Black people. That is the reason why you find such articles being written about Boko Haram. And when I was reading the article, I now find out this article was actually written in order to sabotage the regime of Goodluck Jonathan. It was written to sabotage the regime of Goodluck Jonathan. Because during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, the faction is already created by this same Buhari that you see today, that is calling people criminals, terrorists. That's why he promised him, I will make your seat ungovernable. If they forget, we do not forget. They created that faction because it is an opportunity for them to use it to terrorize the whole country called Nigeria. It is an opportunity. The same way some governors, some politicians, some Ohanese in the eastern region are creating factions, calling them IPOB. These same factions that are committing criminal activities in Biafra land, when the Eastern Security Network come out to fight against them, they will change the narrative. Because that is what they will do. They will make sure that they will wait for you in both sides. If you go east, they will now find a way to sabotage you going east. If you go south, they will find a way to sabotage you going south. They created faction to be presenting themselves and gallivanting like Eastern Security Network. Whenever Eastern Security Network engage them, because Eastern Security Network, they are fighting a just cause, which all our parents, our mothers, our family members back home, they are proud of them for all the work they have done over the year. But ever since the inception of this criminal element who call themselves Autopilot and Edo, you will begin to find different militia wings sumping up. And of course, these people are being sponsored by the politicians. They are being sponsored by the politicians. That is the reason why there is Biafra flag in every criminality that is happening across the Biafra land. Whichever way they capture them, even if there is no Biafra flag around their vicinity, these police, this army, they will go and they will actually make a Biafra flag, knowing that they are going to the bush to engage the criminal element that they have planted there. They will make a Biafra flag, make everything, even buy some weapon. All these guns you see, AK-47, of course, it is common thing. This chakap or arrow, is it arrow 40 or 47? It is the same thing. They will bring them along, tie red wrapper on them, just to give them an opportunity to destroy your shrine. That is how it is. And if you see what is going on, what I am also seeing that is going on, when Eastern Security Network stand up to fight against the criminals who are cutting people's throats and head in Biafra land and kidnapping people, the next thing that this fraction that they have created in that region, they will do, the next thing they will do, they will want to revenge. And their revenge, either they will go and organize this military, DSS, police to go and look for where they call Eastern Security Network camp in order to eliminate them, because they don't want any private body who will want to defend the land, or devotees who will want to protect the land from insurgency of bandits and the terrorism, or they don't want anybody who will repel against every attack of terrorists in that region. That is the reason why they are carrying out their activities the same way you see them carrying it out. We know all these things. We know all their activities, and we know the people who orchestrated this. We know the people who orchestrated this attack. We know them who orchestrated this attack where you see a burning fire. We know them. It is out of aggression, believing they are going to attack Eastern Security Network. Act of aggression and act of revenge. These are those are the people. No two lion. We know all of their activities. We know how they engage. We know their engagement with Nigeria politicians. We know their engagement with all these people. We know how they are operating. But when the time comes, we are going to expose all of them with the evidence. We are busy gathering evidence. We are going to expose all of them accordingly with the evidence that is suiting with the, to their activities that you see today. So, of course, I believe the message is clear. Tomorrow, of course, the HOD of the DOS already made it clear that if you are going to Abuja, do not go with Biafra flag. Because these people, this cabal, they are not smiling. They are planning against you. They are planning ahead of time. They want to make sure that they eliminate you. They want to make sure that they stop you. Just like you see them without any shame, they go ahead, kidnapping even old women who were there to stand in solidarity with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They went ahead and kidnapped them. Talk more of you, who is a young able-bodied man, which they are targeting to eliminate. If you go there with a Biafra flag, you know what they will do to you. You remember there is no freedom of expression in Nigeria. Bear that in mind, that they mean business when they are coming to court tomorrow, these cabals, because they want to place their last joker tomorrow. They are going to play their last joker tomorrow, and we are going to be monitoring each and every step they make. We are going to report it. We're going to report every step after the court. We're going to report it. Of course, tomorrow, if you follow to Agugagu, tomorrow you will understand exactly what is going on. You will understand exactly what is going on. But I am calling on the Judge Bintanyaku. Your profession is what matters, not what these cabals will instruct you and force you to do. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. You need to make that name only for yourself and your children. That legacy you must leave. You are not leaving it for yourself alone for now. You are leaving it for yourself when you reincarnate and come back to this earth. So do not play with your legacy. Do not listen. You have what it takes to deliver the verdict, the judgment that will set an innocent man free. Remember, anything that they will project you to do tomorrow, they will not be the one to, take that dent that they are making in your image. Or they will not be the one to prove your competency. Because they want you to be incompetent. They want you to call the competent court of Umuahia incompetent. It is actually the same high court in Umuahia. The same judge that preside over that case of contempt of court and now deliver the verdict on the side of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra at large. He is or she is a competent judge who knows what he is doing, because even a blind eye could see that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not jump any bail, and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not in contempt of any court. Rather, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu run away for his life, just like a saying that we always use, that it is only a tree that will have the knowledge that it is going to be cut off and it will remain there. That is only a tree, not a human being. So, I want you, Justice Bintanyaku, to work in line with Nigeria, with the Constitution, with the competent Nigeria Constitution, if there is, and work in line according to what you studied for many years and your experience as a judge for many years. Not the dictation or not what you will be directed to do by the dictators in Aso Rock. Do the right thing, make the right decision, because it is going to favor us all. It is indeed going to favor us all. Your reputation is at stake here. It is not the reputation of the cabals in Aso Rock. I know there is a lot of pressure coming to you. I know that there is a lot of pressure coming to you by the cabals in Aso Rock, from the cabals in Aso Rock, rather. I know. But if you adhere to that, their request, your legacy will be placed on a limbo, not theirs. I know you have the right. You can. Do not grow complicit because of what the pressure and the joker they are playing in Aso Rock. Do not grow complicit. Do the needful. That the Chukwu Okike Abiama, whom Mazen Nnamdi Kanu worship, will continue to bless you with more knowledge, wisdom. If you refuse to do what this cabal is requesting from you to do tomorrow, there is nothing will happen. They will know that you are competent. You will be promoted in the near future because of your competency. Because what we do today determines where we are going to be tomorrow. That is exactly how it is. Regardless of the pressure, regardless of what they are, placing, in front of you, you need to undermine it. Your legacy comes first. We are IPOB. We do not forget. We do not forget. We promote the truth, and we promote a lie for that lie to never see the light of the day ever again. We know how to make, anybody famous according to their actions and their activities. We know how to make them famous. If you excel, we will present you, we will bring you to the light of the world. One, we will never forget that you are the competent judge who preside over the case of an innocent man. Just because he wants freedom for his own people, they labeled him a terrorist. They called him a killer. They called him a criminal. They called him all manner of names. They went to kill him. He escaped. They called him, he jumped bail. He's in contempt of court. Nigeria does not practice what they preach. Nigeria is that system that you have in that contraption called Nigeria is a system that calls an innocent person a criminal, and call the criminal an innocent. The same way they are calling Eastern Security Network criminal, but the real criminal, they call them innocent. That is what is going on. They can no longer do investigation to find out exactly what is going on in Nigeria because they know the easy way out is to blame it on IPOB and ESN. Of course, you know about it as well. And I am still optimistic. We will continue to glare you with our support, give you with our support until otherwise. We are up for promoting the truth and bringing the lies not to see the light of the day by making that lie famous. We make a lie that people tell famous. We make evil activities that people do in Nigeria, we make it famous for the whole world to see. That is the reason why the cabals and the cabals that is, presiding over that Lord Lugard, that man agenda structure in Nigeria will never like us. Because we are always moving ahead of time to expose their activities. IPOB is formidable. IPOB is fighting a just cause. And that is the reason why you can never win. I have never ever since I was born, and now that I am getting old, I have never seen a lie triumph over truth. What goes up will surely come down. The law of nature. Oji ya nwata wenye aka enu, akalobi ilo or akafobe ofo, okay, butia by force. And don't forget, what goes around comes around. Everything that you people are trying to, to cover up in that Nigeria, in that contraption called Nigeria created by Britain. Whatever things that you people are trying to cover up today, I want to assure you that what goes around will always come around. And that is how it is. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay informed. Bye for now. And don't forget, we are going to be live bringing you what is going on in the Federal High Court, Abuja. We are going to bring in it, giving you the live information with regards to how it is playing. Bye for now.
Lies and deceit. If not for the coming of IPOB, of Radio Biafra, all of you would have lived and died in the ignorance that Ojukwu caused a war. That's what they were writing. Britain helped them to write it. Ojukwu was a rebel, a secessionist, because we had no media. That is why they're paying Facebook billions upon billions of US dollars to stop this truth from coming out. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Gowon is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogwu coup, so-called Nzogwu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael Opara. What I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa are doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogwu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed, restructuring. That's something now you're asking for, to tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward, restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1960-1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent, Wales, the same thing, everybody is free, but Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy. I prove it to you now. Ojukwu negotiated devolution, regionalism. The North will be on their own, the West on their own, even Middle Belt on their, Midwest on their own, and then the East on their own. It's the same one Nigeria. On their way to the airport, before they boarded the aircraft, a call came from Lagos, from the British High Commissioner in Lagos to Gowon, telling Gowon not to agree, after having signed the agreement. That same Gowon you're looking at today, God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very zoo called Nigeria. Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to Gowon to ask him, why did he say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to Gowon or gone to Nigeria to say, but Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is, always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it, and we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And Biafra must come. It must come.